Good evening and welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day and a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And the market was a little bit mixed, like a festival looking map right there. It did look like a Christmas map. The Mag 7 was kind of red. We had Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Tesla red. Nvidia was just kind of hanging out up and down a little bit. And Apple was green. AVGO has been green running up. Even AMD was down a little. Qualcomm, the semiconductors were pulled back a hair, and we'll go back. We'll go through all of them, obviously. So here we go. Let's rock and roll. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody tonight? And again, I hope everybody had a happy holiday. And now we're getting into the New Year section of it, part of it. So we're passing Christmas, and next week will be New Year's. So we will look at that and see what's going to be going on. So here we go. Let's rock and roll through our list and see what's happening, because we said that train was going to be running and leaving the station for RVSN, and it certainly did got up into the top, and then in the after hours it ran up even more here. So RVSN went from 50 to 130. It's at 122 is where it closed tonight. So that one left the station today. We were talking about it the last few days and said it was going to. We had looked at it before it ran up, but we had really known it was leaving the station now, and it's in the top, and I would look for that one to be a popper in the morning, because it looks like it wants to continue that momentum. So keep an eye on that. And we were early at the train station for that guy. So that's RVSN. And there you go. We'll just lead it off with that, and we'll go right into RIME. Pull back a little bit today. Nothing too crazy, but it looks like it wants to bounce off this bottom right here. It was just kind of setting itself up. So what did I just do? Ay, ay, ay. Hold on. Let me go back in here and launch this thing. Here we go. I don't even know what I hit, but something didn't like. RIME. There we go. That looks better. But yeah, just a little healthy pullback, 9 to 8, and it closed at 9. And it does look good there. RIME. So that is Rhyme. And that AIS, what is it? AISP, the Airship Holdings, that just kept cruising up. And it looks like it wants to run up into this top some more. It looks like it's curling up in there. So that looks like it's going to continue to run up. So keep an eye on that for a little momentum right there. And how about Maxon, MAXN here? Good old Maxon Solar was up today, and we were looking at it when it was down at the bottom on the 13th. It was down at 532 down there, MAXN, and it is at 860 right now. So we kind of nailed that, and it doesn't look bad to continue up. We were saying something was going on, and it does look like it has good momentum right there. So that's MAXN, Maxon, and it is looking good. We were all over that. And let's go over our big cats, not our big caps, but our big cats, the Lion LGHL, and let's see what it wants to do. It was down a penny today. It looks like it was trying to run up. It's in a good spot right there. A little healthy pullback. I mean, it did run up. You can see it. It went from 18 to 19, so it did go up that penny. Pull back to 16 and closed at 17, just kind of flat, still in that channel right there. And I think it's perfectly fine just getting set up here. So just give it I think it's, yeah, definitely getting set up. It was getting into a perfect spot. It's still going to. That's going to slice it tomorrow, and it could hang out in this channel. Could be in the new year that it really gets popping, but it's looking pretty good to set up right. And that's LGHL. That is the Lion. So let's look at this one right here, which is our Cheetah CTNT. And that was up 19 cents, and it's curling up again. And this one looks like it wants to try to curl up. It was pulling back right there. Let me see what it did in the after hours here. It's right in between that channel, looking decent, guys. So keep an eye on it. So the Cheetah could get running right there. I'd keep an eye on that one. And JagX, of course, the Jaguar. Let's see what that wants to do, because that was looking good and running up. It was up a little bit today. I know that. I saw it up, and it went from 104 to 112. Its low is 98, and it closed at 106, and it looks pretty good right there to continue going. So All three cats are looking pretty good right there, I must say. And let's look at our cat, even though it's not really a real cat, but it has cat in it, and it's called Red Cat Holding. So maybe there is such a thing as a red cat. And but this thing's running up. It's been running up there, and it's getting up to the top, and it looks like it's going to get into the top. Our cat, 1209 to 1491. It's at 1380 and looks pretty good right there to break that resistance. The first one is at 1375 and the second one's at like 1475, and it obviously went through both of them today. So looking pretty good to try to get up into that top right there. And like I said, it closed at 1380. Finviz has it at 1375, so you're right around there, and it does look good to continue up with that momentum. So that is our cat. So the big cat's right there. And let's look at ADTX. This thing's been setting up for a while, and it's been trying to move here. It was up a little bit more today. And like I said, it looked like it had bottomed out on that. And you have to look at these things and not jump in these penny ones way too early, because they love these dip and rip situations. And it's exactly what this did on December 20th. It went on the 19th, it opened at 24 cents. And then on the 20th right there, it got down to like 18 and a half, but right now you're at 19. But that 18 and a half from 20 is a nice jump down right there on these penny stocks. And ADTX now is setting up, basing up, and getting crawled up. So keep an eye on it. We looked at it for a while, and it looks like it wants to get moving right there. So I would definitely keep an eye on that ADTX. And speaking of keeping an eye on something, let's look at EYEN. That's Inovia. And this one is curling up as well. It was up a little today, and it's looking good. So we were looking at it before. It has to jump up, we were saying, into the high nines, get it up into the 10, and it's going to roll, and it's up there today. So it is trying to move, and it is up over that 9 cent area and curling up, looking good. So keep an eye on Inovia. And I know we were early on that bad boy. Let's look at Ford, which is the letter F right here. And we were talking about this setting up and being bottom out down here at like that 960 area, and it's at 1007 right now, and it's curling up, looking good. Ford Motor, and it is the letter F. So keep an eye on, has some resistance at 1038. You're at 1005, should get through that, and then the 50s up there at 1071. And like I said, it's setting up to pop up off of there if it tries to right now. So that is Ford, so keep an eye on it. And then let's just, while I'm thinking about it right now, let's just look at Uber, because I was meant to write it down. Ford was setting up. Uber's just a little bit flat right there, just crossed through, and I'm telling you, Uber's looking pretty good. So what it do today? 6180 to 6197. It's at 6150, and like I said, it just crossed through just a little flat, and Uber should get moving. 12 million in volume right there. So I think Uber's getting set up as well. Let's look at that ELAB and see what that's up to at the moment. ELAB, that was up 6 cents, and it was trying to curl back up. I think it's going to try to run again. Let me see what it did in the after hours. Yeah, it's in a good spot, just a little flat there, but not looking bad. 230 to 249. It's at 235, so keep an eye on it. Looks like it's trying to curl back up, so keep an eye on that ELAB. And that TWG, that's at what is it called? Top Wealth Group, that's what it is, and that one is curling up. So I think we'll be happy about that one popping up. We were just talking about the other day, and it is moving there. So keep an eye on this TWG. I had to give that one a little pep talk, and that one's starting to cruise, and that one could really get popped off there tomorrow. So another one we were just saying was setting up and getting moving last week, and it is moving right there, right on command. So SINT, let's take a look at SINT, SINT. And that was up today, and that was on the list the other day to get curling up and moving, and it did 365 to 410, and that's setting at 410, and it's looking good for momentum. So keep an eye on that. Sint, we were early for that bad boy as well, and you know we were early for QuantumScape QS, and that thing popped up, and I mean, we were looking at it off this line right here when it got down here to the 468. You're at 614 at least today. I think it got even higher, didn't it? 617s. It's high. It's sitting at 615. So it did open at 539, and QS is rolling right on command like we were talking about. So there you go with another one. SNSE. Here's another one. Remember we were talking about it ran up right there and then pulled back, and we were looking at it. I said it's going to start moving again, and it's moving again. So SNSE 45 to 52. It's at 51 and looks good right there. And that is the one we were looking at before, and it is getting moving. And let's look at KTTA right here and see what that's up to, because that was up 21 cents, and I added that to the list recently, and that one's popping up there. So they were two that Stock Authority was looking at right there. I know that, and SNSC. I remember he was looking at it. It looked good, and we were looking at it at the same time. And he had mentioned this KTTA the other day, and we were looking at it, and it bottomed out. You could see it at that 237 on the 19th, and it ran up today for sure. So that is KTTA, and like I said, we had just added that to the list. 255 to 298. It's at 274 right there. So there you go with that, and that one should continue the momentum. And TPST was another one, and this one's trying to get rolling again. So this was another one we saw and bottomed out. Tempest and TPST looking decent in between the channel, 86 to 92 today. The resistance is here at 95, so expect it to get up there tomorrow and possibly pop through it because it's looking pretty good. And that is TPST. And I'm pretty sure Stock Authority had been looking at that one as well. So there were three good ones from him. And GSAT, that one's cruising right here, getting curled up. I know we recently were looking at it. Someone mentioned it today, 199 to 215. It closed at 213 and looks solid. So can look at GSAT tomorrow because that should continue up. And AMBA, I think I don't even know who mentioned these. I kind of forget, but somebody definitely put these on there. Could have been Luis Rodriguez actually. And AMBA, that Amberella, we've been looking at that thing in the morning, and it has been crawling up. It was up $1 today, AMBA, and it is looking good right there. 74.90 to 75.59. It's at 75.08, and like I said, it is crawling up. The 20s under it, and it's pushing it up. It's about to hit the MACD, so we have to see if it's going to cross through here. I think it should, but we'll know pretty much tomorrow, and it'll get up into that top area. So we'll watch AMBA, but it did run up today, and we were looking at that bad boy. Like I said, we've been looking at that in the morning. SHIM, SHIM, Shimmick Corp. That was up 18 cents, and we were looking at this the other day. This may hit that resistance up there, 327, come back and reset up. Nothing terrible. It's just you can kind of see it jumped up right there. Its bottom was at 218 the other day on the 20th, and it did run up. Like I said, it's run up there. What's its top? 322. So I think it could possibly not cross through this time. It looks like it's trying to. It looks like it did there. And on mine, it kind of pulled itself back. So in the after hours, it looks like it pulled itself back. And that's what I was kind of looking on FinViz. It was already crossed through on FinViz, but I have a feeling it's going to hit that top and come pulling back on you. So just be careful on the shim. And like I said, it's just setting up to run up more, but you'd be catching it at the top at this resistance right here at that 327 area. Says it's what, 308 right now. So we'll see if it pulls back a little tomorrow. We'll keep an eye, but it will be setting back up. SCPX, this one's trying to set back up and get rolling. I know it ran the other day on the 19th. SCPX. Oh, not VX. There you go. Yeah, it's trying to get moving. 31 to 34. It's at 32, and it does look pretty good. It has that open and close around the same area look, but nothing terrible, and it is trying to curl up here. So keep an eye on SCPX because that looks like it's trying to set up and get moving. WAFU is Wafu Education in China, and this one was good, running up there. Let's see if it's going to continue to run up. That's the thing with this bad boy. Let me see. WAFU, let's see. Oh wow, it ran up big time in the after hours then, because this only has it going to 180 and then 164 in the after hours, and it does say 175 here, but it ran up to 389. So this one could be pulling back. It went 197 to 389, and you can see it went in the after hours right there, and it popped. I mean, it went nutty in the after hours. WAFU. So I hope you weren't chasing and getting caught. I'll look at it tomorrow again, but I'm not exactly sure with that big pop up in the after hours. It's going to run again. I'll take a look at WAFU. And again, just another example, and I keep pointing them out, but I mean, you look at FinViz, you would have no idea that even happened. And obviously, the trend spider tells me exactly. I mean, it went from 197 to 389. This one on FinViz says it opened up at 183 and its high was 190. So we're not even in the right galaxy here. Like literally 389 and 190, they're not on the same planet. They're not the same chart setup. So you don't get an accurate look right there from FinViz, even though this is the elite and is supposed to show the after hours and pre-market. It doesn't even come close to showing either of them anymore. And I just point this out all the time. Not to trash FinViz. I kind of like it. I've always liked it. But TrendSpider is just the best, and FinViz just needs to get up with the time. So, but you have to know what the accurate charting equipment is. So, like I say, the TrendSpider is by far the best one that I've ever seen. And I have to say, I tried basically all. I won't say I tried them all because there's a million of them. There's so many. If you go searching around, you can do it for days. And but yeah, after looking at so many of them and seeing, and TrendSpider was by far the best service, and it just gets better. And like I said, it's on point. So it's just a quick example right there again, how you have to know what's going on, and you can clearly see it jump. Takes me by surprise. Like, hey, this one could run up to the top, and boom, it ran up to 389. It's telling me it went to three or 190 as its high. So just kind of crazy right there how off the charting services are, but just kind of pointing out which ones are the best and the most accurate, because you need that accuracy to be able to see what's going on and be able to see what is going to be happening with it, and that's what you're concerned with. So just pointing that out right there with WAFU, and it did pop up, so I'll take a look at it tomorrow. And EOSE, this one ran up today, and it was looking good in that top area. And then electrical equipment and parts, and like I was saying with the batteries and stuff, these things are going to get moving. So 455 to 530, it's at 526, and it is looking pretty sweet right there. That EOSE and BBY, I'm not even sure. That's Best Buy, okay, and that is set up nice. So Best Buy is looking pretty decent right there. Not sure what they have going on, but 86.61 to 89.67. It's at 89.36 right now. And like I said, set up nice. Not sure what's going on. Best Buy says it's down 1.5% since its last earnings report. And I guess on New Christmas Eve, Kramer said on Best Buy, AIPC, a plain out disappointment. So there you go with the Kramer effect. It's going to pop now since he said it was a disappointment, and it is. So it's set up the wrong. I don't know what that guy even looks at anymore. I mean, it's kind of bizarre. Everything he says does the opposite. I mean, there's memes every time. If I were him, I'd just hang it up if I was that wrong that consistently. I mean, you could just bet against. I mean, how crazy is that? How does he say it's? I mean, the chart looks great, and he says on Christmas Eve on the 24th that oh, wait, I'm sorry. On the 20th, he says it's been a decent stock for him. And then on the 24th, it says AIPC, a plain out disappointment. I don't know what that means, but maybe he was saying it was a decent stock for him. So I was going to say, if he was saying that looked bad right now, he must be out of his mind, because that chart's set up to run, and it is. And should continue right up. I mean, it has a little resistance there at 90, but should get right through that like it's nothing here. So Best Buy looking decent, and maybe it is a good performing stock for them, because yeah, it's been actually kind of looking decent right now. It was down, and its bottom, you can see it was down in August, and you can see right here it was August 5th, and that's when a lot of them had that big dip, and it was 78.55. What are we at? 89. But yeah, it ran up and then started to pull back, and its bottom was right back here the other day. You can see it right here at 80, 83.45. and you're at 89. So it is going to run up here, and Best Buy is looking good. So I'd say BBY, keep an eye on that because it looks good. And WISA, we were looking at this last week, and this is a semiconductor one, and it's starting to move in the top, and this thing could get moving tomorrow, guys. WISA. Yeah, WISA. So keep an eye on it. It ran $2 to 280 today. It's at 238. And like I said, it just got in top, and this is where they like to really pop off. So keep an eye on this WISA. And you know, these semiconductors have been looking decent here. So I would keep an eye on that for a little momentum play in the morning, but that might be it for that. But I'll keep an eye on that. WISA. And that is good old WISA. And here we go at LITM. Let's see what that one is. Is that? No, Snowflake Resources. And this is an industrial metals and mining. What was I telling you guys? We'll go through these bad boys. Like I said, I'll run through these at the end. I'll pop that over there, and now we'll go through them at the end. Like I said, the other industrial metals and minings and the battery companies, these things are set up to get rocking and rolling like them quantum ones were. And this one did it today, ran up pretty significantly. LITM, it was 70 to 98 and it's at 87 right now. They have earnings. I won't even say it says January 7th. I'm not sure when they all are. But whatever, that doesn't matter. But yeah, these things look good, and we will run through some of these industrial metals and minings and battery companies are involved in them because like I said, they are looking set up. And I was saying it the other day, and here's just an example of one that is moving right there. So watch that one for some more momentum. It's about to get to the top again. It's hitting the top, about to get in there, and should, I would assume, and get moving. How about CING? This is a biotech company, Singulate, and it was down 4 cents. It looks like it was up in the after hours. Let me take a look at it and see. $5. The tie was 5, and it pulled back, and it closed at 498. So had an interesting look for sure. It does kind of look like it wants to cruise up. It just looks like a little bit of pullback today. I'll keep an eye on that CING tomorrow. Just one of them looks where, and I've seen a lot of them today have that exact look. And again, you're coming off of Christmas, a day off in the middle of the week, and then it closed early on Christmas Eve. So it kind of throws things off a little bit. And some of these that look like it wanted to continue up could just be a little healthy pullback, could actually help them, honestly. And instead of them topping out, could have stopped them, and now they're just getting a little healthy pullback and going to roll back up. And I've seen it with a bunch of them today. A lot of the charts have similar looks. Not all of them, but there's a lot of similar looks like that. And I was kind of thinking maybe it's going to help these guys. We'll know tomorrow probably. But then you have a Friday weekend, then New Year's. So it kind of gets a little thrown off there, but the market's not looking bad at all. So we will obviously monitor it and know what's going on at all times. This HAO is getting set up, guys. We knew that. We watched it here for a while, and today it started to move, and I would expect it to run a little more tomorrow. Today it was 11 to 13. It stopped at 12 right there, like 12 and a half. But keep an eye on that because I think you're going to have a little bit of a runner right there. HAO, and I know we were talking about it the other day that it was getting right there in the right spot, and it is right here. And that's one of them China small caps, and maybe they're going to get running. Why I'm thinking about it, let me just look at that yin and the yang because the yin is setting up right there now. It's looking really good to get running, and that yang is kind of pulling back right here. So yeah, the yin does look like it wants to run, and the yang looks like it does want to pull back. So they've been all funky, but that looks pretty good to me for the yin to run. So looks like the China bull is looking a lot better than it had been, and it is set up here to run up there. So that is what it looks like at the moment. And let's take a look at that BHAT, Blue Hat Interactive Entertainment. And this one is just kind of pulling back, it looks like. Let me take a better look at it. And yeah, just a little pullback, 14 down to 12. I'll have to look at that tomorrow, see what it's up to. VRME, Verify Me, is curled up and popped up there. I could see that. VRME, and 64 to 79. It's at 78. Looks pretty good to keep its momentum in the morning. So keep an eye on that. VRME. It looks like it could continue that momentum. Ride, RYDE. This is Ride Group. This was up a little bit, and this looks like it wants to get moving. It popped up out of the basement there. RYDE, 32 to 68. That's why it looks like it wants to run. It right. I'm telling you again. It does kind of say, I guess. Oh, it does 31 to 68. It does say here. I wasn't even looking at the numbers. I was just kind of looking over here, and it's at 44 right now. But yeah, it does show it was shot up there. So it must have done it in the regular market today and then came down to that 43 for RYDE. But still doesn't look bad, to be honest with you. It's in between that channel and looks pretty good. RYDE. Not sure what happened. Ride marks a transformative milestone in Singapore's mobility landscape. Not exactly sure, but it did look good and it did just pop off there and could continue up tomorrow. But that we'd have to see about that one. Again, it's in between that channel, so keep an eye on it. How about that RGTI? What a beast it is. And got back into the top and is running up even higher now. This thing's a pure animal up there and should continue to run up more tomorrow. So just keep an eye on it. And laptop travel, you were on the money with that thing, dude. I mean, when laptop travel, loved that thing down at like, I'm telling you right now, I remember it before it even started running, it was in like the $1.70s and then boom, it's up to like 1544. So there you go at RGTI, and that thing did go crazy, and it has a market cap of 3.71 billion, but earnings less than 17 million. So be cautious. Hey, guess what? It was a beautiful hit right there, and I was gonna say it looks like this is gonna be the last little pop up. So watch it in the morning. It looks like it can continue to run up into that top in the morning, but I bet that's a fork in it right there. So just as laptop travel was just raising his hand and waving us on and saying, "Yo, guys, be careful." I was pretty much looking at the exact same thing on this pop up today, and it does. So, but I mean, just a beautiful hit for laptop travel down in the 170s to the $15 range. And like I said, it could get up to that 16 tomorrow. But if you're not in it and you're not chill, I would be very careful because it's way up there. Someone like Laptop Travel that had early options on it or early shares, yeah, definitely be looking to lock them in if you haven't because it's been a monster and it's way up there. So I'm just giving you a heads up. And I think Laptop Travel was saying the exact same thing there. So there you go. But RGTI, what a beast. I mean, holy cow. Another one that has been a monster, LAES, that we were early on, and that Seals Q Corp. Holy cow, that was up another $3 today and ran like a monster. So this one we were super early on, and it went 558 to 932 today. But another one, you guys better be careful with this. It could be its top out right there. So just beware. But I mean, what a monster. We saw this thing down in like the twos, I think, possibly before that. I just remember it was basing out there. It could have run up, and we've seen it in the $1.70s. And I just remember we saw this early. So that is LAES, and that's a semiconductor company from Switzerland. And yeah, we were super early on that one. And again, that one could be topped out there. So just beware of them two right there. That both definitely ran right there. And that's RGTI, LAES, and we were super early on both of them. QSI, that's that Quantum SI Incorporated. That thing just made like a crazy 90-degree turn and just started popping up. So keep an eye and see if it wants to run more in the morning. It went from 130 to 290 today and just got a little crazy. That has medical devices, but I have no idea what they're up to. And it did. It just went a little wild, but it does look like it's going to hit that resistance at 250 area. It went to 256. So like I said, be careful with that one. It looks like it does want to get into the top, but yeah, we'll see. You'll know in the morning if it has momentum or not. Excuse me, that's QSI and DPRO, that Dragonfly. I forget what was the other one. KWE. I got to look at that one real quick. I meant to add that to the list earlier. But DPRO, that one was up 38 cents, and that one was looking good. That Dragonfly, and it's curling off that MACD. And I think that one could get rolling up some more tomorrow, guys. So keep an eye on that. Looks like it's going to continue that momentum there. And that's DPRO and KWE. That's another one. That's a Canadian aerospace and defense. I guess they're bumping up their aerospace and defense. They must think something's going on because Trump keeps saying he's going to take them over. I guess I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, that one jumped up today. It was 84 to 88. And but yesterday, the 24th it closed on at what? It closed at 62. Today it opened at 84. I thought it gapped up there. So KWE did run up and then it got up to 88 and it came back to 66. And it does look pretty damn good there too. So keep an eye on it. It has a crazy look like it wants to roll. So keep an eye on that KWE and that DPRO. And maybe we'll have to look at some aerospace and defense because obviously the Canada one looks good. So the Canadians are gearing up for something. I don't know what they're looking at, but we have to check it out too. So oh wait, hold on. This is going to be an ETF, and I don't know if we're going to get a good look on it, but we'll check it out anyway because someone wants to see it. And that's that QNCCF, and it is a quantum one, Quantum Emotion Corp. It is curling up here. Like I said, it's an OTC guy, but it does look like it wants to run. It went 69. These things are just hard. Actually, it stopped on the 24th. That's not even today's date. I don't even have. Oh, wait, it popped all the way up there. So it closed the other day at 46 and then it popped up to 69, but it doesn't look like it did anything. So I have no idea what's going on with this thing, but it looks like it did pop up from the other day. So I'm not sure. Again, that's an OTC one. They're hard for me to really look at there. So I just can tell it popped up there on that. And that is, like I said, that QNCCF and WIMI. That's that Weemy hologram one. And this thing looks like it's getting into the top and it wants to run up here. So keep an eye on that. It went at 111 to 167. What's this say? This says it got to 150 in the after hours, but it got to 167, and that's where it's sitting. That extra 17 cents is pretty big right there. So, yeah, it looks like it wants to hold that momentum in the morning. It did run up there, so we'll keep an eye on it, but it did get into the top and looks like it could keep the momentum for WIMI and LAC. I know that one's one of them battery or the lithium ones I meant to say. It's the industrial metal kind and just was sitting flat, but it's curling up, guys. I was talking about it the other day, LAC. And like I said, just 326 down to 308. They jump around as they're curling up, but this is about to hit the line. It's at 315 and it's looking pretty good to try to get rolling. Just like I said, flat right there, but setting up. So keep your eye on it. And Lucid, we were super early on this bad boy. I mean, you couldn't get in here earlier. We were at like 220 down here. We might even been down here at like 193 when we saw it bouncing off the bottom right there. We probably did, I'm sure, because we've been looking at it for a while. So yeah, 330 right now, and that's LCID. And I know that one was looking good and popped up and should continue to run up there, Lucid. So LICD's been a monster for us and has continued to run. RX, let's see, 42 cents it's up. This thing looks like it wants to run some more. Let me see what it did here. 723 to 786. It's at 765 right now. And that is today. And it's a crazy look, I'll tell you that. So, but it does look like it's going to curl through and run. Check out RX right there. Let me see what you guys want to see real quick. Actually, let me just finish this list and I'll tell you, and I'll look real quick because it ain't even that many. ASPN, let me just look at these real fast and I'll go through the list and messages, see what you guys want to look at. We'll just do a quick one tonight. We'll look at our SPY, our big caps. Crypto seems to be pulled back there, and we'll go through anything else that you guys want to look at. And tomorrow, obviously, being Friday after a slow week and a holiday week transition. So at least we know what's going to be popping and what's going on, and we'll be up to date. And you don't want to really fall behind. That's why I like to continue to do the shows all the time because I like to know what's going on. And if I'm going to be looking at it, I love to do the show. It makes it even easier for me, honestly. I get so into it and I just love to do it. And I'm glad that you guys all hop on. It makes me want to do it each day. So I appreciate everybody that tunes in all the time and checks it out and messages and sends in comments and everything else. Greatly appreciate it. Like I said, it keeps me wanting to do it all the time. And so, yeah, that's why I don't like to miss many shows here. And we just stay on top of things and make sure we always know what's happening. So ASPN, that Aspen something, aerogels, I think it might be called. Looks pretty good. I'd be watching Aspen tomorrow because it looks like it's going to get popping there. It went 1189 to 1242. It's at 1240, and it looks like it wants to go up into the mountains high. So keep an eye on Aspen ASPN because it is looking really good right there. I don't even know what they do. Building products and equipment. And yeah, I have no idea what they do, but it looks pretty solid off that bottom right there. So like I said, keep an eye on it. Your 20s above you at like 1329 and where to get to 1240. So yeah, 13 like 1340 area, but it should try to get cruising tomorrow. It looks like it wants to anyway. And that is ASPN and PATH. I can't even talk. Path, PATH, UI path. Oh, this one looks really good, guys. This bottom was the other day on the 20th at 1251. You're at 1318 right there. And it looks like it's going to pop off of that bottom line right there. Path, keep an eye on this bad boy, 1318 to 1328. It's at 1319 right now. And like I said, it looks really good to me. I can say that. I would say keep an eye on that guy, PATH, because that path looks like it's going back up. Your 50 is right under you, like 1342, and then your 20s up there in the 14s. So looks like it's going to bounce up there and get cruising. And could even get in between that channel of them two that I just said, that 50 and 20, and then really get cruising up there, get set up and get cruising. But it is set up right there to pop up. PATH, AMBO. That's at Ambo Education. And this thing's running up like crazy here. AMBO. Let's see. It ran up the last few trading days. The 24th on Christmas Eve, 154 to 267. And today, 181 to 341. And it is just cruising. It's at 283 right there and doesn't look bad. So keep an eye on it. It should be right up there in the top and could keep that momentum, AMBO. So watch that one. I know this one looks good. SMX, this thing was popping. We were super early on this. You know that. And that's a SMX security one in Ireland. And we were watching this in the basement down here. And I can tell you where it was. It was at like 24 cents in that bottom area down there. And I know because I remember it was at 18 cents when we were looking at it. And it did pop up right there. And now it's trying to pop up again. And it is looking pretty good, SMX. So keep an eye on this thing tomorrow. Could get up to that 50 at 60 cents. So it could be a nice runner tomorrow. So like I said, keep an eye on that to continue up. SMX. MLGO, another one we just started looking at again just the other day, and boom, up $1.10 today. So it did that split. We were looking at it coming off that bottom, saying it was trying to get set up there, and I'd say it got set up there because it ran. And like I said, once you see them curling up like that and making that 90-degree turn, it'll go 175 to 339, close at 265, just like it did, and still looks pretty solid. So keep an eye on MLGO to try to continue. And that's another China one. So like I said, keep an eye on these China ones. I was probably 3 weeks early. Remember, I was saying a couple weeks ago that they were starting to look really good. And the yin and the yang were just jumping around like crazy. I even said I can't get a good eye on them. I wouldn't trade them. But now it looks like the yin wants to go up and that yang wants to go down. And now you're starting to see these China ones starting to pop off. So we'll be watching them for sure. I don't know what NRBO was. I was like trying to look that that up and had no idea. So let me see if it's on here. That's why I wanted to look at it. And no, I don't see it. And I didn't even see this other one either. MTVA. I don't know what that was. MTVA. Oh, Metavia. So that one is on here. I couldn't find that on MTVA. Oh yeah, it did come up, huh? I thought I looked on FinViz earlier and I didn't see it. I know that's why I put maybe that was NRBO and I just put a question mark on the wrong one. I knew it was one of them. I couldn't find it on there. I was looking like I don't remember this. And yeah, it didn't pop up there. But here's MTVA. That one definitely came up. Metavia. And this one actually looks really good. Metavia looks Metavia right here. MTVA 162 to 193 at 182. And yeah, it's gonna pop right here. So keep an eye on that one. I'll just take that question mark off. I'll put it on NRBO, and MTVA is looking good. What was NRBO? That didn't come up. NRBO. Yeah, that was the one. I must have put the question mark on the wrong one there. Like I said, I know it was one of them too. I couldn't find it. It was MTVA. It was popping up with no problem. So I must have saw that one. And it was NRBO I couldn't find. And that's, yeah, it's not coming up on either one right there. So not sure what NRBO is, but I'll tell you what, MTVA looking really good. LAES is that Sales Corp. We already looked at it. It's already popped up there in SQQ. This one was jumping up. We were looking at this a little while back because it had that big old dip back there. And let me take a look at SQQ here, or SQQ, SKK, not SQQ, SKK, and it ran 75 to 257. It's at 137 and looks really good right there. So keep an eye on that. Made like a 90-degree curl up right through the 20 and just popped today. So looking pretty good to continue up, and that is SKK and True Golf. Here we go. A lot of golf ones looking good. Remember, we were super early on these bad boys too. True Golf running back up at 72 cents again today. Would it run? Because we were looking at it again, 44 to 78, and it's at 71, and it looks like it wants to continue up. What was the other one? SPGC, Sax Parente. This was up a penny, and I'm telling you guys, this one wants to get rolling. SPGC. That one wants to get rocking and rolling. Another one we were super early on, and it just ran up like a penny today, 34 to 46 cents, and it closed at 36. So it was up 2 cents from the open. But yeah, another one just looking really good to get curled up and running. And these golf ones, like I said, are looking really nice right here. Let's see, what else do we have here? MVST. Oh, MVST, Microvast Holdings. This one ran up. We were looking at this not long ago. MVST and 192 to 277. It's at 270. It could continue to run up there. It is in the top, so be very careful. It'd be more of a momentum play for you morning guys. CRKN, we've been looking at this. It's starting to try to get curled up here. It's been in the basement forever, so keep an eye on it because it was running, what, 14 to 20 today. It closed at 17. That 20 is at about 22 cents. If it can roll through that, it's getting cruising. And it didn't. It's still running flat down here in the basement. So it should start to curl up and start looking good. So that is CRKN. I think that's trying to get set up. How about SOAR, SOAR? This was up 3 cents, trying to curl up. It's hitting that line right there, and it is looking good. I think we talked about it just the other night. On Christmas Eve, it did. It ran 23 to 38, and today 28 and down to 24. It's at 26. Like I said, it's hitting that line. It looks like it wants to run through it tomorrow. So this thing could soar tomorrow. Keep your eyes on this tomorrow. SOAR. So that one doesn't look bad. OCGN. OCG too. Let's look at this one because I didn't put an N in there. OCG looks like it's just pulling back. It's an Oriental something. I just clicked off of it. Hold on. Now I clicked on OCG and hold on. Holy cow. What am I doing? OCG, Oriental Culture, and just kind of pulling back here, flattening out. It looks like basing out down here at that 112, and just a bonus because I didn't put an N on it. And but yeah, this one's going to probably get set up OCG. So you keep an eye on that. But we'll add an N and put OCGN on well, I don't even know what this is called. Ocugen, I think it's called. But we were looking at it before, and I said it had that crazy look. Let it just pull back a little bit, and I think it bottomed out tomorrow, bottomed out today. I can't even talk today. I think it's been a long holiday weekend or week already. And but anyway, OCGN, it does. It looks like it bottomed out today. It got 73 down to 69 and got up to 83. It's at 82 and looks really good. So it's one we were looking at before it ran up for us, pulled back, but it looks like it could get cruising, guys. It could get into this channel at 85 and 91 and really get rolling there. So like I said, it's at 82. Yeah, let it get up to like that 86 and it can get moving off of there. So that's OCGN. And that's one we definitely looked at before. And PGHL, let's see that one. That was that Big Dipper, and it was trying to get curled up here. It's crossed through. It was running up a little bit today. PGHL, 130 to 155, and it could get in a really good spot, guys, to get cruising again. And again, to get cruising because I had that huge dip. Or no, actually, yeah, this was that one that ran up real big. This is the one that ran up to like something crazy that day. What was it? Opened at like 15. Hold on. I don't remember what it was, but it was something crazy. This one ran. Why is it not showing me? I thought it like was this the one that ran up to like $100 that day? Or yeah, it ran up to like $200 that day in the after hours on November 25th or 26th over there. It's not showing. I can't tell the numbers anyway. It doesn't matter. But it is setting up again, and it does look pretty good to try to get running. It's getting in a good spot. You might want to keep an eye on PGHL. We've been watching it and saying it was getting set up here, and it started to finally move up, and it is looking pretty decent right there. PGHL and VLN, Valens Semiconductor, another semiconductors in Israel. Let's see what they're up to here. It does look like it's curling up right here. It's relatively cheap. Its bottom was down here at 177, and you're at about 209 right now in the after hours. And this thing looks like it wants to get cruising, guys. So keep an eye on that bad boy because that one's set up right there to get moving. And AI, the letter AI. Let's see what AI is doing. All the AI companies are doing well, I can tell you that. And AI is setting up. That's at C3AI Inc. And we'll see what this is up to. It ran from 3567 to 3785, but it is curling up here. It's going to get over that 3850 area and get cruising. So keep an eye on AI. That is setting up right there. And another golf one, I was looking to see where that was. I couldn't think of golf. Go figure. I'm like, I know there's another golf one on. I didn't even see it. A couple down, and we were looking at True Golf and the other ones, and and it was called Golf, and I couldn't think of it. That's great. Anyway, GOLF Golf is like Acushnet Holdings. I have no idea what that is. But it's starting to curl up. I know that. It took a nice dip down here. Its bottom was the other day at 68.50. You're at about 71.49. Yeah, 71.49, and it is curling up. So, like I said, these golf ones are looking good. So, leisure's looking nice right here. Everybody's getting ready for the golf season in the middle of December, I guess, or in the new year. So, not sure what's going on with that, but yeah, golf is looking good. Let's look at BLD because I meant to put in Blade, but that didn't work either. And this thing just caught my eye. BLD, I'm gonna have to mark this one down right here. It's nice when you make a nice mistake, and they're never mistakes. You just look at an extra chart. So I never mind if I type in the wrong one, to be honest with you. I just look at it. BLD, though, I'll tell you what, Top Build Corp. This is looking great. Bottomed out down here, making a beautiful base. It is a bigger one. It's in the 300s, but it bottomed out at this 304 the other day on the 23rd, and it's curling up. This could be a great one. Luis Rodriguez and Options Crew. Check this out. BLD looking really good. Top Build Engineering and Construction. It wants to come out of the basement right there. It's set up here, and we may have to look at that one right there BLD. So what was I was looking at Blade though, BLDE. That's that company we looked at, Blade Air Mobility. And I'm telling you, I told you this thing was great. Did I not tell you? I mean, we called this perfectly. It ran up into like the fives, over $5. Said it was going to pull back, but the company was healthy and it was going to run back up. It did exactly that. It pulled back. It got to its low right here, about 377. Not a big deal. It needed to make that room on the chart. And now it's curling up and it's going to run back up. BLDE. And again, it's just a solid company. We looked at it. You can tell on the chart it's solid. And boom, there you go. And even the CEO told us it's doing well. And it is doing well. You can absolutely tell it's doing well. And it's going to continue to go up. So that's BLDE. And we looked at it right before it was popping up here. Its bottom was down here at 306 in November. Remember, we went over this thing BLDE. So there you go with that. And another one, like I said, the company looked good and it's going up. Speaking of which is Walgreens, WBA, right? It's up to 968. It's trying to get, it might make that hard curl up. Maybe they're going to get sold off. Today, boom, doesn't say anything about Walgreens. Still doesn't say anything, so I'm not sure anything's happening. But according to it wants to pop up into the $10 range, is what it looks like. Their earnings are coming up here on January 9th, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it wants to make that hard curl up. I would look at it tomorrow. WBA, but that could be it. That could be a wrap for it, to be honest. So remember, we were talking about it would make that one pop, pull back, and probably make another pop up as it comes continuing down. And that's what it looks like might happen. But yeah, it could pop up tomorrow. Could even run up into the 11s real quick. Could have a little run and even be getting sold off. WBA, Walgreens. So we'll keep an eye on it for sure because we like to look at that. We just enjoy that stuff. And CVS, this one's basing out down here, and I'm just adding things as I go along, I guess. But CVS is looking really good. I knew I looked at it today and I didn't add it to the list, but I'm telling you, this thing's setting up today. It went 44.08 to 45.68, and it's at 44.86 and looking really good. So keep an eye on CVS as well because that thing looks like it wants to get cruising right there. And let's get back to CPHI. Let's see what that's up to. CPHI. Let's see China Pharma Holdings. Oh, this one wants to run. I'm telling you, these China ones are looking crazy right here. CPHI. I think you're going to see some big runners coming up. This one, 19 to 24, looks like it's wants to run. It's at 23 and wants to continue up. So keep your eye on that for some momentum. SHIM, did I look at that? Shimmick Corp, we did, and that one does look like it wants to get up to the top right there. SHIM, and it's hitting that line. And actually, I think we looked at it. I remember saying the name. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, who cares? We'll just go over it again. But it is hitting the line right here on the MACD. It does look pretty good to get through it. What is it in the after hours? 308 right there. This says 299. I have to look at this in the morning. It might not get into that top just yet. It might hit that line and kind of pull back a little bit. I think this is the one I was talking about. Yeah, it already crossed through on FinViz and it pulled back on here. I definitely looked at this. Where was it? Here it is under AMBA. So yeah, we definitely went over Shim and actually, you know what? That's so great. If you look at the list, they're right next to each other. I couldn't even find it. It's right next to it. That's amazing. And had no idea. Hilarious. So there you go. We definitely looked at it. It's right next to it. And but yeah, it's one of them ones that looked like it pulled itself back. I'm like, I know I looked at this chart. Even the name sounded familiar from tonight. But anyway, Shim, like I said, let me look at it tomorrow. It does look like it's going to pull back. It might not cross through right there. So I'll give it a quick look tomorrow. And Uber, we did look at, and like I said, that one's trying to get set up there. And I had added a couple of that KWE and a few other ones. So we already did all them. And let's go ahead. And laptop travels list is always quick and easy. I probably do that in like 10 minutes or less. So let's just knock it out and then I'll go through the messages and see what you guys want to see. So ABLV, AbleView Global. This one is just a little bit flat, curled through right there. ABLV. and it's in that channel right there though. So watch it, 73 to 83. What it do today? 68 to 77. So it should bounce in that channel and get set up right there. And that's ABLV, AYTU. Up 3 cents. This one's setting up to be really good, guys. So keep your eye on this. You can see that bottom was back here at 130. You're at 153. AYTU. And yeah, this thing's getting curled up. Definitely keep an eye on that one. BLMZ. Let's see that. BLMZ. Let's see. BLMZ is blooms. I know we looked at this before and it is curling up there. BLMZ, and it does get into that channel right there of 58 to 71. What it do today? 68 to 70. Its low is 55. It's in that channel. It should bounce around while it's setting up. It's looking pretty good to keep it set up there. So keep an eye on that one. CLWT, that's at Eurotech Holdings. This thing just jumps around a lot, guys. Could be not even pulling back, just jumping around a lot is all it's doing. So it is setting up, but it just, like I said, jumps around. And I'll give you an example on, I guess it's not even that much. It looks like it's a lot, but it's not that much on the chart. Today was 143 to 150. Its low is 142, and it's at 146. It just kind of has a pullback look, but it just kind of stays steady, just jumping around here and there. It's an interesting one for sure. Um, Here we go. Let's just take a look at let me see what was next. FLYE. That's that Fly E group. And like I said, go let me know what you guys want to see. I know Ray Rodriguez just posted in sober. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't. I swore I wrote that down, but maybe I didn't. But yeah, I'll go through the messages in a minute. So yeah, definitely let me know what you guys want to see and what I missed. I know someone wanted to see XTIA. I'll do that real quick. So why I just thought of it. And XTIA, I'm telling you, this thing looks like it wants to get rolling. I know we've been talking about it. You know, we're always early, and it does. It just wants to. It has that look, guys. It wants to get cruising. It ran 4 to 5. It's at 4. It looks good, and so just keep an eye on it. SOBR. We'll take a quick look at that too, real quick. SOBR, sober safe. Yeah, this one's curling up really nice too. I know this was on our list the other day, and it ran 96 to 170 at 127, and should continue up right there. So that's one we had definitely been looking at and is running. And let's look at that Fly E. What did I even say about it? Oh, this thing is curling up right here. FLYE. Yeah, this thing's getting ready to run 43 to 45. It's at 43, open and closing there, but still looking good for FLYE and GBR. Let's look at New Concept Energy, and that one's curling through. Let's see, it's just in that channel right there, GBR. And yeah, just in that channel, hitting the line as it's crossing through, or crawling through, it's hitting the line 117 today to basically open that 117, got down to 113, closed there. And its channel is 118 to 116. It's right there in that channel, and it's just bouncing in there. GBR, so keep an eye on that. GCTK, Gluco Track. This one I know is setting up. Looking really good right there. GCTK. Let me see. Just a little flat today, 28 to 25. It's at 26. It was definitely looking pretty good. I know we looked at it. It's right there. It's setting up. So we'll keep an eye on that. And that GRI, let's see what that was doing. It was up today a little bit. Let's see what it's doing. It is trying to curl up. This one could get moving right here. 78 to 80, and it's at 80. I'd keep an eye on that GRI tomorrow. That one's looking good. And Hi Ho, this one's a fun one to look at because its name's great. Hi Ho, HIHO. Hi Ho. Hi Ho, off the Highway Holdings in Hong Kong. And it was doing what today? Hi Ho. Hi Ho. 196 to 199. Its low is 192. It's at 197. It looks pretty good. It just bounced right off that 20 and got moving there. So we might have to look at Hi Ho. It could have a little healthy pullback and then get cruising. Has an interesting look. but could get cruising there. IXHL, we were looking at this the other day, and it is rolling up there, getting moving. So keep an eye on that because that looks like it's setting up to get cruising right there. IXHL, KAVL, this was on our list before. It had pulled back, and now it's getting set up in that channel, KAVL. So we'll keep an eye on that. What it do? It's sitting right there, like I said, in that channel. Just a little pullback, but nothing crazy. 83 to 84, bottomed out at or came down to 78, and it's at 82. So that one's not looking bad in that channel. And LITB, let's see what light in the box holding. It's literally called light in the box holding. Light in the box is one word. Light in the box holding in Singapore. And this one's getting to be in a pretty good spot, just a little bit flat, but not really bad. LITB. So, yeah, watch this one to try to jump up here. It got up there to that 179, gets up there and holds it. It's going to get popping up, and it should. So, keep an eye on LITB and NCRA. Let's see. No Sarah. Whoa, this one ran the other day, huh? NOC. NCRA, what am I talking about? NCRA, it did run the other day on the 23rd, 80 to 34, or 80 to 344. Holy cow. I think my brain got fried with Christmas and just ton of family festivities and fun times, but it's all good because hey, I can't even talk. It's great. But anyway, let's go back to this. On the 23rd, it went from 80 to 344, and then today it's just 99 to 113, and it's sitting at 93. It almost kind of has a little pullback look, but looks like it could get popping back up. So I'll have to take a look at this, but it did run really nice. RVP. Retractable technologies. This one looks like it's going to get cruising back up. RVP. Yeah, I would look at this tomorrow. That looks like it wants to set up and run pretty nice in between that channel, and it just gets set up and run. Silo, let's see this one, SILO. That is in between the channel. Just got in there. SILO, right in between that 92 and 103. It ran 90 to 897, and it's at 93 right now. So that one's setting up as well. And good old TGL. Let's see what that's doing here. And that's at Treasure Global. We had looked at this a while ago. And this one is setting up right here. So a great list from Laptop Travel right there. Because TGL is definitely setting up. And that's a great list right there. So let me see what else you guys want to see real quick. Let me run through and take a look at it. Karen, I believe your name is ZK. What is that one? I don't even know if I know that. Let's ZK. Um, this is Zeekr Intelligent Technology Holdings. I'm not sure I ever saw this before. It's an auto manufacturer in China. But I'll tell you what, it looks good to continue to go up. ZK. Let me see what it did here. 29.76 to 32.76. It's at 32.34. And I'll tell you what, it looks like it's going to continue to have that momentum getting to the top and run up there. So yeah, it's about to hit that top tomorrow. I'll look at it for you in the morning and make sure we get into the top. I'll write it down right here, ZK. But it is looking pretty decent right there. I've never heard of that one. And that's an interesting one. So, yeah, keep an eye on that because, like I said, these China ones are getting cruising right there. SOBR, we just did that. I saw that come up there. You got it. A couple people asked about that. I thought I just saw Ray Rodriguez ask about it as well, and somebody else asked about it, Ahmed. So there you go with SOBR and SES. Is that what that says? Yeah, SES. Let me see what that's doing. SES. Let's see. That's an AI. SES AI. Remember I was saying if it has AI in the name, it's going up. And this one did exactly that. 83 to 195. It's at 194. And it is an auto parts company. I remember we looked at it. It was way down here. I remember it was down here in like the 38 cent area, and it could have been even lower because I remember saying it about this. I was like, "Oh, it's an auto parts. Has AI. It's set up. It has AI in the name. It's gonna run." And here you go. It's SESAI to host Battery World. So they announced that on December 4th. That's nothing new. So yeah, this is a battery one and it has AI in the name. And like I said, battery ones are gonna go running. This one's in the top. Has that look like it wants to run up there tomorrow? Some more as a momentum play. So there you go, Cristiano, I believe. So there you go with that one. And let's see. S SMR, let's look at that real quick and see what that's doing. SMR, New Scal Power Corp. This one's curling up really nice. Might want to add this to the list because that's looking really good right there. SMR, I'd have to say that looks solid. 2101 to 2199. It's at 2198 and it's curling up and looking good. Has a little resistance right here. You're gonna have it gets in this 2275 area, 2275 to like almost 2299 area and can jump up. It's going to really pop up there. So has a real tight window for a channel, but sometimes that's beautiful. Sometimes it doesn't even get in there and it just squeezes right past it. Sometimes it gets in there and it really pops up. So there you go. SMR. That one's looking pretty solid there. Let's show something. We just did the SOBR, Ray Rodriguez. Never too late to hop in, ask whatever you want right there. G Boobs 907. You can go ahead and post one and I'll look at it real quick. Holo, let's look at it. It was curling up. We were looking at this the other day saying it was kind of basing out and bottoming out and could get cruising for the last time we really want to look at it. And today it went 135 to 156 and it does want to bust through the 20s right there at 161, jump up there and it'll really get cruising because that 50's way up there, 250. So keep your eye on Holo. We were looking at it the other day. And Bong Pri-chan wants HTGC. Let's see what that one is. HTGC is Hercules Capital. Oh, this one looks good. It's popping up there and looks pretty solid. HTGC. Here we go. 1955 to 1989. It's at 1980, and it's not looking bad. I would say you're real good. That 20 and 50 are coming together right there. Everything's coming together right there. I might have to keep an eye on that one right there. HTGC. That one looks good, I would say. Who said that one? Bong Pri-chan. Yeah, I would say that one's solid right there. That's looking good. Let's see who else has one. OPTT. I was looking at this today. It's on my list. Ocean Power Technologies. It's one we had looked at before. It did run up recently, like December 2nd, but it is curling up. It looks pretty solid, actually. I'm glad you mentioned it because I didn't put it on the list. And it went from 33 to 60, and it's at 53. So keep an eye on it because it looks like it has momentum and could try to run back up into that 70 area again. So keep an eye on that OPTT. That's another good one right there to keep an eye on for tomorrow. So there you go with that one. I like that. I kind of just did a short, quick list tonight, obviously being after the holidays. So I'm glad you guys just, like I said, pop in whatever you want and we'll go over it. GRRR. Well, GRRR has three R's. Gorilla Technology. We've looked at this and it's stayed in the top and it keeps running up there, guys. And I know we were way early on this, but it went from 1355 to 1620 today. And it keeps running up there. And we saw this thing down here, I would say in the $4 or $5 area because we were super early and it started running up and then it just kept on going as it got into the top. It got into the top, came out and ran back up and it's been up there for a while. So maybe one last momentum play possibly. It looks like some of these are going to get topped out that ran up there like crazy like this. So you don't want to really chase them necessarily around. You want to chase the ones from the bottom, not chase them, but catch the ones from the bottom that are about to run up to the top and get into the top like these guys. And they are going to be our battery ones and things of that nature. So let me take a look and see what else we have because I just clicked off of everything and I had everything up. SES, we did all these guys. Here we go. GRR, we just did that. Holo, we did. IRBT, let's look at IRBT here. IRBT is iRobot. I believe that's how you say it, iRobot Corp. And this thing's at 806. It's right in that channel right there. And this thing's curling up pretty nice. You guys are finding some great ones. And 810 to 820, its low is 780, and it closed at 811. That channel's right there. What? 796, we'll say 797 and 823. So basically ran right in there, dipped a little lower, but nothing crazy. They usually do as they're jumping around, and they're usually your good spots, but you could see it based out down here for sure, and its low is in that 718 area. So yeah, looking good IRBT, and I would say that's trying to get curled up. Look for it tomorrow to curl up there, Miss Magdonian, and I think you'll have a solid one there. And let's see what else we have. CMT, let's see what that's doing here. CMT. Core Molding Technologies. This one's curled up right here. Oh, that one looks pretty solid. The 20 and 50 are meeting, but it's just an odd look, but it's curled through looking flat. CMT. Yeah, I'd have to say you look pretty good. 1650 to 1657, down to 1640. Not a whole lot of movement like the other day on the 20th when it really ran around from like 1559 to 1629. But it is looking good at that 1656. It is just a little bit flat today. I could take a look at that one tomorrow, CMT. I'll put that right under that ZK and take a look at it for you because it does have an interesting look right there, and I can't exactly tell. Is that Jonathan? That is Jonathan. I think I still call Jonah. I think I still call him Jonathan every time. I tried to stop, and that's why I try to look every time. I think that says Jonathan. I think every time I see um Jonah, I get confused and just call him Jonathan too, but I apologize for that. But that is a Jonathan that asked about that one, Jonathan Schultz. So CMT, I could take a look at it. Like I said, just has an odd look. It did cross through. It's a little flat, so we'll take a look at it. What's this one say? I can't even read that. Can't even read that one. What's that even say? HLO. What does that even say? Why can't I even read? Let me put the brightness up here. I don't know if my phone's bright enough to see that. Hold on. What's that? HLOL. Holy cow. I couldn't even see that. The letters were just like so crazy together on my phone. I couldn't. That's not. I don't even see anything for that. That letter combination was crazy. HLOL. I don't see anything for that. Not sure exactly what that one is right there. Lucid call options still looking pretty good. Laptop Travel said, and like we said, we were way early on that. Laptop Travel, which one that he sold? RGTI. There you go. I figured that. He sold Laptop Travel sold his options for over 2,400% right there. I know he had huge calls right there. So I saw him, and yeah, they were money in the bank right there at RGTI. And again, once they get up like that, I mean, you're in bonus land. So you got to kind of lock them in and call it a day, even if it runs up higher. Who cares? I mean, that's a monster hit right there. So you're not really worrying about it. LMT, let's look at that one, Luis Rodriguez. What's that? Lockheed Martin, that's what it is. And yeah, that was way down, honestly. So I bet you're right on the money with this 489. Oh yeah, this is setting up beautifully. Our aerospace and defense. LMT looking great right there. Lockheed Martin for your options. So there you go with that one. Definitely agree with you on that, Luis Rodriguez. And the Yang's running up in the after hours. Um, that's what Laptop Travel said. He would definitely know. So let's see. I'll just put, yep, it's definitely up overnight. It is up like what, $2.66. So I'm telling you, them yin and them yangs are hard to read at this moment. That's why I'm not playing them. We played them before. We knew that yang was going up. It probably didn't even go up as high as we wanted it to and thought it would, but it definitely jumped up there. And again, I played the options. I even told you the yang Yang one was up. That's where I learned not to leave it down to the expiration date because it just fizzles out. And but yeah, so we were playing them, and but yeah, they're just hard looks right now. I'm not gonna lie. Miss Magdonian wants to see hymns. Been a good one lately. HIMS, Hims and Hers Health. This one's been 28.48 to 30.23. It's at 28.59. And HIMS, let's see. It's not looking bad. It's curling up. It could be just setting up still, and it could honestly pull back. Just be careful with that one. We'll look at it again. It could get some pullback to set up again. You might have just ran up today, get that healthy pullback to set back up. So we'll look at that one. Um, Oh, beautiful. Here we go. Let me write these guys down real quick. Hold on one second. PLL, I'm just gonna jot these down real quick. PLL, LITP, let me see. ATLX. It's easier if I write them down. BATT, that one's gonna be a good one. LIMI. Thank you, Laptop Travel. It makes it easy. LAAC, we know that one. FMSTW, that one might be an OTC, but it's all right. FMSTW. LAC is going to go with that LAAC. SLI. ALB, I'm not sure what that one is. I'm just writing this list down. ILIT and SGML. That way we can just kind of blast through. I could have just opened them all up real quick, but oh well. We'll blast through them. FMST. All right, let's look at these guys real quick. FMST. All right, perfect. I'll go through them in a minute, and that works. I'll send that list out. There you go. Let's look at load, LODE. Let's see what that one's up to. Don Small Cap. Let's see. Load LODE. Let's see. That one popped up, huh? We were looking at this comp stock, another precious metal. I'm telling you, the precious metal ones are getting rocking and rolling. 43 to 72. There you go. Just another one, and it looks like it wants to get into that top. So there you go. That's a good one. SOBR. We definitely looked at that, Joseph J, several times, and it does look pretty good. I'll tell you that. It's curling up, looking solid right there. WULF, let's look at that one, that wolf, the Terror Wolf. It was way down the other day. Could be that bottom down there at that 554. Let me see what it did over here. And yeah, it could be bottoming out. Like I said, that 554 was probably its bottom today. It went 603 to 620. It's at 610 now, and it could get curling up. Just watch and see if it wants to dip and rip at all. But just keep an eye on it tomorrow, see where it plays around on a Friday. And I would just kind of watch them, like I said, coming into the weekend and then having a even another short week. Just be careful of loading up tomorrow into a weekend like that. You'd rather just kind of play on Monday, play the safer ones, or just play them tomorrow real quick and then, get back in Monday. Let's see. Luis Rodriguez has a couple UAVS is that AG Eagle, and that one's looking pretty good, curling up right here. UAVS. And yeah, 335 to 403. It's at 399. It's looking solid right there. So I'd say that's going to be a good one. SEDG. Remember, I said this one was going to run. It was running up there the other last couple trading days. Let's see what it did. It actually pulled back, but your 20 and 50 are meeting up 1470 to 1534. So it did go up, but it did come back down to 1456 is where it's at. And again, just looking good right there, trying to get set up. So keep an eye on that one. And RDW, Redwire Corp. Weren't we just looking at this? Because this just popped up. It's over $2. RDW. I think you just mentioned this the other day, and it did jump up right there. So RDW is up. It opened at 1529, 1760 is where it's ran up to. It's at 1750 and looks pretty good to continue to get. It's in the top and should run up there. So them three look good right there. Miss Magdonian likes Ford. We got them bad boys. Let's look at Rumble. Jesus for is king, it says. There you go. Let's look at Rumble because we were looking at this and it stayed in the top and ran up even higher today. Another one we were early with, but that's fine. 1273 to 1738, and it's at 1667. So just another one we were super early with. And it could continue up tomorrow, but be super careful. Again, we like to get them before that. LODE, we got that. Thank you. I knew that was one of the ones that was in the beginning. APLD, that was the other one. I knew there was two before I hopped on. I meant to write them down, and I just got sidetracked, and I was like, I have to go through. They're right before where I posted the thing. The thing was posted for the link, so I was definitely going to check out LODE, which we just did. And here's applied APLD, and it is looking really good. So APLD is one that I told you I traded a lot of times. It's in that channel, and it's looking pretty solid. It's in a bullish run. It has earnings coming up on the 14th, but it does look good, guys. So keep an eye on that APLD because that one looks good. Let's go through these other guys real quick. I think I just got all them. And let's see right here. Yep, APLD looking good. And PayPal will go through in a minute. And there we go. So let me just take a look and make sure we got everything. Maxon we did. SVMH we didn't do. SVMH, let's see. That one's just in that channel too, just kind of setting up. We were really early on that bad boy, and it is looking pretty decent. I know it ran up Christmas Eve. It went from 3 to 7. Today it's just that 4 down to 3. But again, it's in that channel. It could even pull back to that lower 3 and jump up to that 4. So that one's just in the channel there. CERO. This one we had looked at for a little while, and this one is curling up and looking really good. CERO. This one was running around the other day too, I remember, on Christmas Eve, 5 to 7. Today it went from 6 to 7. It closed at 6, and yeah, that's another good one right there. And Maxon, I know, is looking good. I remember we were looking at it first thing earlier, and it was curling up there. And yeah, it had been running up. It looks pretty decent to try to keep running up, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, it's just a little bit flat right there, but it looks pretty decent. So that was Maxon. And there you go with them bad boys. And boom. What options? I'll have to look at that, Ray Rodriguez, tomorrow because I didn't even look at the options chains for LMT. So I'll check them out tomorrow. And but I can just tell you right now. Lockheed Martin setting up beautifully. And that bottom was right here at 477. You're at 490. If I can get in there tomorrow, if it's at 490 LMT and or 489 right here, 489.93. I mean, literally, I jump on like the 490 strike price right there. 491, 490. I don't care. I go right above it. And yeah, I call it for like almost a month out. You got to remember this next week coming up is going to be a little goofy, so you got to give yourself a little time there. But yeah, LMT, you should be jamming on that thing. I'll be looking at them tomorrow for sure, and that's going to be a beauty. SCRV, let's see what that's doing. That serve, what are you doing? Serve robotics up 350. We were looking at this. It looks like it wants to run back up into the top. So you were money on that one, Luis Rodriguez. So yeah, there you go. That is running up there. Should continue. That OSGN or OCGN we definitely did because I did OCG as well. But OCGN is curling up right here and looking pretty decent. So I'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. I keep hitting OCGN, there you go. But yeah, it is curling up right there. Your 20s at 86 and your 50s at 92, and it's curling up. Didn't hit the line yet, but it wants to. So keep an eye on that one. And we did our Maxon. We did all them bad boys. There you go. Let me go through this list real quick and see what these guys are up to. PLL. Piedmont Lithium. Oh, that's setting up, guys. These are going to be great right here. PLL looking good right there. LITP, I believe I put. Yeah, LITP. Let me see that set up real quick. Oh, not Lipo, LITP. There we go. That's Sprott Lithium Miners. And that's an ETF. That's curling up right here. Just was down a little bit, pullback today, but nothing crazy. So yeah, that one's looking really good right there. ATLX, let's see. Up 7 cents right there. Definitely setting up right there. ATLX. Yeah, that one's getting moving right there. What do they do? That's another lithium one. So BATT is Amplify Lithium and Battery, and this thing's looking really good. BATT, that's curling up. That's about to get cruising, guys. I think I mentioned that the other day. LIMI, I believe that says right there, and that's Themis lithium and battery, metal and miners ETF, and this thing's coming out of the basement. I'm definitely going to be checking this bad boy out. LIMI, holy cow! Let me see this on mine. Doesn't want to. This is a crazy looking one, actually. I don't know if it just started. I think it just started. It looks like it just opened up on September 24th. But I'll tell you what, they just did a dividend, and this thing looks like it wants to get cruising. So keep an eye on. It's coming out of the bottom right there, and that's a lithium new ETF. LLAC, Lithium Americas Argentina. This thing's just kind of flat but curling up. We've looked at this plenty of times before, and that one wants to get moving, and including that LAC. We've looked at that before, and they're like the same thing. And this one's curling up. I was talking about LAC earlier and last week, so they're looking good. Let me see what this FM. I don't know if it's going to come up here. FMST comes up as clean energy, but I'll have to look and see if it is a industrial and mining. Let me just see that one's down. Let me just see if the other one comes up. It's probably an OTC FMSTW. Oh yeah, it's the foremost. This is probably the warrants. So that's looking pretty good as well. Trying to curl up. It's just kind of making a base right here. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It's not looking bad, that's for sure. And let's see, SLI, Standard Lithium, just a little flats, just running up, making a base, and should get cruising again. So that, like I said, just making a base, little healthy pullback, nothing crazy. ALB, this one's making a base down here, and that bottom's clearly at that what 87.52 on ALB. So keep an eye on this. I don't even know what it's called, but what is it? Albemarle. I have no idea. It's some kind of special chemicals, but it's looking pretty good to be basing out down here and then get cruising again. LIILI. Holy cow. I think my brain gets fried. ILIT. iShares Lithium Miners and Producers ETF. And this one just is in the basement. It was trying to come out the other day. Just a little healthy pullback. This one's going to be a good one. ILIT. And yeah, this one's going to get set up and has a lot of room to move. It's at 9. I mean, it's an ETF. Some of these only move up $1, but it's pretty good. And so this one has potential to get cruising. ILIT and SGML. That is Sigma Lithium, and this thing is just curling up. Little bit of healthy pullback right here today. Nothing crazy as it's setting up. So that one's going to be looking good. AM. LI, yeah, AMLI is American Lithium Corp. And this thing was down a little bit today. It's still in the basement, just kind of pulling back as it's setting up, but looking decent right there. AMLI. So that one's going to be getting set up, and all these are going to be getting set up to run pretty great. So we'll be keeping an eye on them. That was at foremost. We already did that, and there you go with them bad boys. So a lot of great ones right there. Let's go through our SPY and big caps real quick. Actually, I'll look at crypto, just tell you what that's up to real fast. And let's see what it's doing. Bitcoin's at 96,142. Let me see what the chart looks like. And it's not looking too bad. Your 10 and 30 are curling down, but it's just kind of slowly. It's making its base. I mean, it's not terrible. Ripple's at 216 at the moment. And what's that doing? That's just below. Yeah, they came down. They could have pushed down way harder, and they still could pull back some. Don't get me wrong, but they could have pulled back pretty hard just now, and they look like they slowed down a little bit. Ethereum's at like 3,367, and another one. It just kind of slowed itself down. It could have went way down if it wanted to, so that's good. Doge is at 31, and they probably all look about the same. Yeah, that one's kind of trying to curl back up almost. So we'll have to keep an eye on Doge. And let's see, Chainlink. Let's see. Let me look at Bonk because that was a little ahead of them, and see what it wants to do here. BONK. Let's see, Bonk, and that's way down. And let me see. Yeah, Bonk's getting to be in that spot where it was trying to curl through and it pulled back a little bit. This next time it tries to curl through, it'll go through and they'll start running again. So honestly, with a little bit of correction and pullback with WIFs at 184 and this one's down there. And again, just kind of has that same look as they all do. I'll go through them in the morning, obviously, and tell you what they look like. But it's not bad. Like I said, they could have pulled back way harder than they did. So that's not bad right there. And remember we were looking at that AIRE? That thing ran up quite a bit today, didn't it? AIRE. That ran up to like over 100%. We were just looking at it the other day, and it was looking pretty good. I remember we had it. I added it to the letter. I looked at it while we were going through the scanner. Zcar looked at it last night, up 97%. That SPRC. SCTM we just did today. SES we looked at, and that LAES, KULR we were looking at that. Yeah, just a ton of them. We go through these bad boys and pick out the poppers, that's for sure. And yeah, AIRE definitely looked at it. It was on the scanner. It popped out at me the other day, and I just said it. Boom, that one, and up over 160% right now. So there you go. Let's look at our SPY and our big caps and call it a night. Here we go, because clearly my brain needs some rest. Holy cow. The SPY was up and ended up being up a little, like 4 cents today, like a flat, but curling up, looking good. And that bottom was the other day on the 20th when it came down to that 580. So I think we're looking pretty solid here. And, again, even if it pulls back tomorrow, it won't be the end of the world, but it could. All it has to do is jump up over that like 602 area where it was today, 601, and really get cruising. So it wants to. Maybe it'll have a little bit of pullback one more time. I'm not even sure. Just it's just going to be weird Friday weekend, and then we go into the new year. So we'll keep an eye on everything. Apple, I told you this thing was looking great up here, and it wanted to cruise up in the top. It's up a little bit more. Amazon was down a little bit. I was surprised. I thought that was going to try to cross up there. It is pulling back, so we'll just see how far. It won't be anything crazy. Google was just kind of pulling back. It did make its resistance up here, so at like 199. So I think it's going to try to get curling back up, but you might see a little pullback at the moment, and then it try to get curled up to get really moving again. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. Meta did come down $4, and again, it looked like it was trying to get set up to curl up, but just pull back. So I think they just have a little more setup time, which isn't anything bad. Microsoft, we thought was going to kind of pull back. It looks like that bottom was the other day, though, so might not pull back a whole lot, but we'll keep an eye on it. Nvidia was down just a little bit, had that crazy look like it was just kind of flat in between that channel. And I have a feeling Nvidia is going to be trying to move again tomorrow. So just keep your eye on that bad boy right there. Good old Nvidia, along with all the semiconductors. TSLA. Tesla was way up and it ended up being down. It couldn't get through to that top. So, could see some pullback here on Tesla. So we'll keep an eye on it. It does look like it's trying to curl down a little bit, and it has good support there at 440. So we'll have to see what goes on with Tesla right there. Obviously, we'll look at it in the morning. AMC was down like a penny, but I'm telling you, this thing looks like it's totally setting up for something. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but it looks like it's trying to get set up. I know GameStop was up today, that's for sure, and all three of these look good. GameStop was way up and it got moving there, so GameStop looking good, probably keep its momentum. And CHWY, that good old Chewy CHWY, how did that even end? I forget. It was down, that's right, but that thing's setting up really good. That could be some healthy pullback right there. So keep an eye on it. It did run what 34.72 to 35.50, and it's at 33.90. So I'll have to take a look at it. It's going to be just kind of pulling back, but again, doesn't look bad at all. So I'll keep an eye on CHWY. And let's look at Netflix, NFLX. This was down a lot today. And I guess this thing needs to pull back. Remember, I was saying before it was way up there and I wouldn't mess with it. Well, here comes some pullback for you. So that's Netflix pullback. AVGO just keeps running. It's running back up. It's trying to get back up into the top there. So we'll see if it does get up into the top. But AVGO looking pretty good, that Broadcom. And also, let's take a look at MU. I think this is getting set up again. So keep an eye on this. It's right there trying to get set up. And it has a lot of room after that big earnings dip. So keep an eye on MU. It could be getting rolling soon. TSM down $3. And just kind of pulling back. It didn't even look anything bad, but $3 is $3, even though it's at $203. And it was at 205 to 208, and then its low is 202, and it closed at 203. So have to see what this is doing tomorrow, and that is that Taiwan semiconductor, and they are setting up bullish, but they're just kind of jumping around. So we'll see. Let's look at SMCI first. SMCI, and this was down 59 cents, and I think this one's trying to set up. So it looks like it was trying to get that hard curl on there. Maybe just a little healthy pullback, set up a little bit more. And again, you got some crazy weeks here with the days off in the middle of the week and closing early. So, and then you have New Year's coming up. AMD just kind of hit that line and stopped, but I think that one's going to get cruising, guys. So keep an eye on AMD. We'll see if it hits the line and ends up pulling back, but it was looking really solid to get through. And again, maybe they're not ready to get really rocking and rolling hardcore yet. They're just waiting a couple more days or until after the new year. PayPal was looking good. I don't know what was going on here. Um, it said suffered a larger drop than the general market. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I saw some people talking about PayPal. It was looking pretty good to me. It's just sitting right there. So if it dipped, let me see, 88.39 to 88.73, came down to 87.27, and it's at 88.20. So not looking terrible. Has some good support right here. It's been running on, so I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll look at it. Maybe it is going to pull back some. I'll look at PayPal tomorrow, get a better idea for you. Yeah, it is in a bullish state, but it could pull back. And that snow looked like it was trying to make that base. It was up a little bit, and this is a software one. And again, it's just making that base right there. Had run way up there, had to pull back, and it's just going to get based out to set up there. SNOW. Qualcomm, this was down 83 cents, and it's just kind of flat. And again, they won that lawsuit. I think it was just kind of pulling back a little healthy, nothing crazy. 157 to 159, and it's at 158.48 or 158.49. So Qualcomm just sitting right there in a good spot. I think that gets cruising QCOM. And again, it's setting up long term. So I don't know what's going on, but it should get popping. Intel was up a little bit, and this is setting up. They were all a little bit just flat today, coming off the Christmas. So tomorrow being Friday, not expecting anything crazy, but these China ones and small caps are popping. So you do want to keep an eye on them. Disney appears to be trying to set back up, and here's ones that you want to be looking at. And we knew their bottoms were like Oxy and ExxonMobil. They were running up a little bit today, and even they were looking much better the other day. I'm not gonna lie. ExxonMobil doesn't look too bad coming out of the basement right there, but it should run up. Oxy was looking much stronger I would say like a couple days ago. I mean, so we'll see if Oxy changes. It could change, totally change and get really bullish. But ExxonMobil is looking good. XOM and Mara and Riot were just pulling back a little bit, but they look like they're trying to make a base down there. Just like I was saying, Bitcoin is trying to do it and get moving. Riot's setting up to try to get cruising again. So keep an eye on that one. MSTR, good old MicroStrategy, was down. And again, it's just kind of holding there. It hasn't gotten down under that 50, which is 325. So that's a pretty solid one right there since it's holding itself, obviously. Um, CLSK, Clean Spark. This one's way down there. Just wait for it to get bottomed and set up, and it'll be good again. And good old Coinbase was down, but again, sitting on the 50 down there, getting set up, basing out, going to get moving. DJT was up $1. I told you this thing's getting set up to run, guys. So keep your eye on it because it looks really healthy to get cruising. And that is the Trump media. So keep an eye. And like I was telling you, I told you fun was going to get fun. It was up over $1 today. You could see it getting set up. And I definitely said that. And 445 to 563. It's at 554 right now. So PHUN, there you go. And MTN, good old Val Resorts. This looks like it's just got sitting there getting ready to rock and roll again. So keep an eye on that. And good old McDonald's, I don't know what's up with this, but it's getting set up. They were just waiting for it to literally line up here, up 81 cents. And I think McDonald's is finally going to pop and get back over that 300 range. So keep an eye on McDonald's because it's looking pretty good right there. Good old Boeing just keeps going up. And again, the aerospace and defense ones and good old Rivian. Let's look at it. This one's just flattened out. Looks like it's trying to set up to try to, I don't even know, to be honest. It's hard to tell with Rivian. I'll have to look at that tomorrow, see if it wants to go up or down. You can't even really tell. PLTR, uh, I wouldn't mess with it, but it's flat up at the top. It could go either way. And again, this one's a monster, so you got to be careful with it. We skipped space SPCE, and I was telling you guys this one wanted to go to space soon. It's curling up and looking really good. It was up a little bit today. 606 to 667 at 650. I was telling you it was looking good before. I was always early, but that one was setting up. Sophie up 58 cents. And again, these things are monsters. You got to be careful with them. Dell over 119. Remember, I was telling you this thing was getting set up. It's hitting that line. It should cross. It was just flat right there. And I think Dell wants to get cruising. So we'll see what's up with Dell. I don't know what they have going on, but it was looking good. Nike's up a little bit, and I think this is getting set up to run. And DXYZ, let's see what that's doing. That thing just keeps setting up. It looks like it wants to pull back a little bit, but I probably not much to be honest with you. So there's your DXYZ. Could pull back, I guess, to that 60. It's at 68 something. So there you go. And I think we got everything covered. And again, tomorrow we'll go through I'll actually go through tomorrow the industrial metals and the aerospace and I'll do them in the pre-market show. My brain's just pretty fried, so I'm not going to be much of a use. I can tell I've definitely I worked my brain right there for sure. So between Christmas and everything else, I think that was pretty good. And yeah, we definitely know it's popping right there. I'll take a picture because there's a lot of them that are setting up, like I said, and a lot of these China ones are looking good. So these small cap China ones and the small caps in general are starting to look pretty good there. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on things. And there is a Thursday night game on who the Seahawks and the Bears. It's like 6-3 to Seahawks. So I guess it's a pretty low scoring game. Couple field goals. So there you go with that. And let me just see and make sure I got all the messages real quick here. I think I got everything there. And boom, let's see. I think I got everything there. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Laptop Travel, thanks for your lists and everything else. Winter Mute and Ray Rodriguez, O'Hare Bastard Child, Lewis Rodriguez, Ms. Magdonian, Tommy and Robert, Juan Vega and Bonkri Chan, Doge Mama 9 right there, Sherry, Dimas and Sinat and Sine, that's how I say it. Stealth Trader, Buddy, J. Kratz, Andre Monkey something, Monkey Ninja Pig. That's crazy. Tesserine, how are you, Tesserine? Sean and Sylvia, Tony 90, Alicia, Ahmed, and Drewski, and everybody else tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. All the comments and messages, greatly appreciate it. We'll be back at 7 a.m. for our pre-market show. And again, I'll check out the industrial metals and the aerospace and defense. We'll do our Joey's jumpers, our laptop lowdowns, and our crypto and everything else. So there you go, everybody. Greatly appreciate you hanging out. Have a great night. Enjoy, get some rest, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. See you at 7 a.m. for pre-market. Have a good night, everybody.